Bryce Young is slowly getting his swagger back. Now, guess what? The question becomes his ability to actually be a really good quarterback in the NFL or not. That's what we get to decide now. Bryce, for I would say the first time in a very long time, Bryce's confidence didn't look like it was holding him back in Germany. He was carrying himself in a way that told me, okay, he's playing to some level of what his physical ability is going to allow. If you go back and watch week 1 and week 2, the funniest part was there were these statements about what Bryce can and can't do. He can't push the ball to this throw. He can't take advantage of this in a defense. He can't. And I was sitting there going, well, maybe he chooses not. We've seen him make that throw. Like, we watched him I know he can throw it 35 yards. Like, I know he can throw it 57 yards down. I've seen him do it. Like, I know he physically can, but I'm watching him not do it. So there is something holding him back. And I think what we all kind of settled on was he wasn't confident enough to do it. There was something in his brain that was making him timid, making him almost seem shy. And that, to me, made it very difficult to judge him because I'm going, he is a better football player than we're seeing. Is he good enough to be a franchise guy? I don't know, but he's better than the quarterback we're seeing. The confidence or lack thereof is not nearly as obvious when you watch him now. They just won 2 straight games. He's running for first downs and then doing the little first down point dance. He's smirking, smiling after the big completions. When he misses, missing a deep ball, he screams out expletives the way somebody that is expecting good things to happen reacts when they make a mistake. Like there was a deep ball. It was, I don't know, a minute and 30 left in the game. It was to Jalen Coker. It was 3rd and 2. You complete it, you probably win the game on the field, no overtime. And it was open enough. Bryce Young threw it, missed him, happens. But then they cut to him, and if you could read lips, you got a full bleep. Like you were right there. I'm not 100% sure, but I would wager dollars to donuts that if that same exact play happened in week 1 or week 2, you would see almost relief in him that it was incomplete. You would have seen like, okay, I missed and it wasn't an interception. Now he's mad that it's not a big completion, and that's a difference. So now that the confidence isn't holding him back as much, right? Now that the confidence isn't a restrictor plate, and the fact that he is like the tough ball over the shoulder to the right side, I think it was to Legette. That's a good ball.
That 3rd down completion?
The David Moore catches a touchdown, called back on a penalty. That next little glance route that he put low and on the inside to protect his wide receiver, it's a great throw. Now that his confidence isn't holding him back, the question is, all right, are you good enough to be a long-time quarterback in the NFL? Right? We've taken the restrictor plates off. You're no longer trying to run a race with ankle weights. Now it's, are you good enough to win the race? He still completed just 15 to 25 passes for 126 yards. Let's not act like the guy was, greatest show on turf, Kurt Warner out there. That guy was in the booth.
There were a few drops there.
There were a few drops
there.
There was also, as I said, some misses that should have been completions on his end. So
balances.
Comes out in the wash.
Yeah.
Like that deep ball on 3rd and 2, it was a miss. If he hits that, game over. But I didn't see a quarterback that was frozen in his tracks anymore, which allows you to take the next step in evaluation. Right? It's you almost can't take another step until you get whatever fog was in his brain out of there. Dave Canales, after the game, stopped short of calling Bryce the starter coming out of the break, but he did say he made a statement. Here's the exact wording from Dave Canales.
I'm so proud of Bryce. I'm so proud of taking the next step again. I thought he had a great day. I thought it could have been a fantastic day. I thought a few balls got away from us a couple of times that would have really turned it into really an exceptional day, but he handled the rush well. He handled the different coverage looks and all that. So again, we'll take all the information. We'll do all that, but Bryce certainly is making a statement to all of us. And so, I just can't tell you how proud I am of just weekly progress, and that's the goal for all of us.
Was that statement enough to make him the starter? Dennis, let's jump to the clip from today. Just moments before this show started, Dave Canales was asked if the starting quarterback has been decided, and I'm hearing this for the first time you are here, first time at the same time you are. Here's Dave Canales on the quarterback situation.
We'll take all the information in, and we'll let you guys know. Fortunately for us, we have some time to kind of think this whole thing through.
Anything you're looking for in particular that you haven't seen already, or?
Yeah, just all of it, right? Just taking it all in and just looking at the full system and all that, and then we'll make a decision going forward.
I don't get it, man. I don't understand it. I don't want to be like critical here, but what are we? He just won 2 games. He just like what? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm reading The Athletic today. Mike Jones, who is a very well-respected, used to cover Washington, now covers the entire NFL for The Athletic. This is what he had to say. Mike Jones in The Athletic from an article I believe posted earlier today. Young will be starting for the Carolina Panthers in 2025. The second-year pro just needs time and improved support. He's showing signs of growth, maybe not dramatic signs, but he has indeed displayed improvement since returning to the starting lineup. Sunday's showing wasn't sexy, but he played within himself, made solid decisions, and above all, took care of the football. He's naming him the starter next year. Dave Canales won't name him the starter 8 days from now, where he doesn't have the whole offseason of competition of drafted players and free agents. He's just got to make more sense for the team than Andy Dalton coming out of the bye. And still, I don't get it. Now, I'm more excited to watch Bryce now than I've been probably since the beginning of last season, because for the first time it feels like we're watching Bryce. Right? There's only so many times people can say, wow, this is the best we've seen him since Alabama. Or the touchdown throw to Jadeveon Sanders. And it's just me. It wasn't like trending nationally, but you know how the Twitter trending things kind of, hone in on people that you follow or whatever. You get like the personals. Mm-hmm. Alabama was trending. And I was like, why is that? Did they do something? Click on it. And it was because so many people that I follow and that I interact with were saying that looked like Alabama Bryce. Stepping up, making a move, could have run, kept his eyes downfield, throws a kind of baseball pass to a guy who's open in the end zone. We're finally seeing Bryce. Now the question is that good enough? And there's only one way to find that out, Dave Canales. It's to play him. And just to get ahead of the one argument everybody has, I don't think the Chiefs prepared differently for Andy Dalton versus Bryce. I don't think they're different enough that Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator of the Chiefs, is sitting there going, oh gosh, we have to put together 2 game plans in order to deal with Andy Dalton or Bryce Young. And oh, by the way, they're not worried about you anyway. They play Buffalo next week. You're on a bye. You think they're like, we got to figure out Bryce and Andy, when they're like, or Josh Allen is coming our way in a week. And I really hope Dave Canales doesn't drag it out into game week, although he probably will. We probably won't know till a week from Wednesday that Bryce Young is starting.
I was thinking about this last night and a little bit this morning, and I thought to myself, week 2, I was in the press conference when they played the Chargers week 2, mm-hmm. and he said, Bryce is our starter. Sternly, Bryce is our starter. And then next day it was, well, actually, I'm wondering if he's like, I'm just not going to say anything. Maybe it's like, I don't want to have that. Wait, hold on. You said yesterday this. Why is it today that? Maybe he's probably going to sit there and say, you know what? I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait as long as I can before I actually make any sort of statement. I'm wondering if he's
a little gun shy.
Going back from that.
He's a little
as a first-year head coach. It's probably like, he's like, you know what? This is safe. This is my blanket.
I mean, I don't I don't disagree with what you're saying. Is that's the reason why? I just think that's not a good reason why. I think it's obvious. I think if we polled 100 Panther followers, right, not just like casual followers, like people that know what's going on, do you think any of them would pick Andy Dalton going forward? I really don't. And quite frankly, I would look at anyone who does pick Andy Dalton moving forward as confusing. Just name the guy the starter.